Hello and welcome to another episode of Motors for the Masses, and today we are back on Bob.
Yes, episode 5. And what are we doing today? Well, we are mounting the new seat and we've got some new handlebars arrived. So they're going on as well to start with. And then we're going to have a look at what we're doing with the rear mudguard and where the lights and the indicators are going to go. So, roll the intro and let's get cracking.
Yeah, this seat's rubbish.
That was the crack, was it?
Yep.
So first things first, I am going to dismember the handlebars, take stuff off and take the actual bars off, and he's going to be ripping plastic out and throwing it away by the looks of it.
Well, whatever's in the way and I don't want it there, it can go, can't it?
Okay, fair enough. So, watch this space. Right, I need tools.
Yeah. They're in there.
Oh, right, tools. Ah, I love your toolbox.
It's got a toolbox sticker on it, that's how I know it's a toolbox.
Malcolm's new toolbox.
Don't shake it, it'll come apart.
Oh, alright, okay. You haven't bought any Allen keys?
There you go, they're in here. We decided this battery was dead, didn't we?
Yes, that battery needs to go. Let's put a new battery on it. A brand new battery! Got that.
Clanky, clanky.
So what's your plan with that, Mark?
With this stuff, I'm just going to pull off anything we know we don't want. So,
well, we know the airbox is going.
Yeah, so the airbox can come out.
Is the actual airbox going? Are we still going to keep the airbox and then just use that to run the pipes through and then have the filter come out the side, or what?
Well, unless it serves the purpose of holding the side panels on. Which we don't know because, well, we haven't got any side panels.
Thank you.
Did you just scratch the tank?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because we're... No, I didn't. That's bird poo, isn't it?
Excellent. Yeah, unless it serves any kind of purpose, then no, it can go away. We don't need it. We can just come off and make it lighter, and also it makes it that little bit easier for us to do what we want to do.
Well, yeah, because we're going to have to find a hose that goes onto those carbs.
Oh, that's easy. We don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and then onto the filter we're going to use.
We use this wide piece that's already here. It goes onto the box, and then maybe we'll get just a piece of stainless pipe or aluminium pipe, and then put a filter onto that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Today's video is sponsored by Motors for the Masses.
And the Patreons.
And the Patreons, yes. Which, of course, we are extremely grateful for.
Yeah. Because without them, the parts for this bike wouldn't exist.
No. Well, they would, they just wouldn't be here.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah. So they would exist, they just wouldn't be here. What is that bracket for?
Ah! What are you doing?
Not me.
No, it was me. It sort of moved and I fell with it.
No, excellent.
So whilst Malcolm is wrestling with the plastics and he's gone to weld something for someone else, I have to try and get this off. Now, I don't really want to have to disconnect these cables from the carburetor end, so I'm trying to persuade them off in other ways. So it's a matter of this and push out, and there we go, it's out. She says, yes, it's out. So that one's done, and then this one can easily come out. There we go. So that is the switchgear undone. Now, a lot of these, of course, they have the return and the accelerator. So you've got accelerate and return wires, which a lot of bikes have, to be honest. Obviously, you've got to take the bar ends off for these to come out, and then we can put the new bars in. Now, the only thing I've noticed is that I don't know if these bars are the right size as those, but we'll find that out when we take them off. So let's take these bar ends out. Just a matter of undoing this. Like so. And then screwing that off. Okay. And that one just slides off. Right. Now these are quite straightforward. They're just 4 Allen key bolts. Now because this bike is a 2015 bike, nothing really seems seized solid. That's pretty good. And Malcolm has returned. Nearly ready for the new bars.
Yay!
Would you like to present to the ladies and gentlemen the new bars?
Present them.
Yeah, in a showbiz kind of way. Hang on, do that again. And remove. La la! Oh, careful.
Hang on.
Look at that, look.
Oh.
Matte black bars. Loving those.
Ooh.
Okay.
These are quite nice as well because they're pre-drilled for the switch gear as well.
Yes.
Which previous ones we've had haven't had that, and that's been a bit of an annoyance.
Yes, indeed. Mostly my CB404, which
Yes.
things move around slightly without a great deal of tightening.
Yeah.
Okay, so out with the old
Are these the same size?
and in with the new. Well, look at this end. That's why I said, well,
they're bigger in the middle.
okay, yeah, I know. Well, in the middle, we don't have to worry about too much about that because we can always pack that out. I know. Wait a minute. That's all right. Just come this way. Okay, they're 22mm bars.
Yeah,
Right.
I think they're bigger in the middle. Which means this could very well rattle around.
Right.
Need bigger bars. Or a different set of these risers.
I think we'll go for different risers.
Yeah, so we need to get some risers.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get some different risers. In the meantime, I think we should wrap them in insulation tape,
Or
just to pack them out, just so we can get them in and get the switchgear,
Yep.
so we know where the seat position needs to be.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yep.
Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan.
Right, let's do that. They are fairly straightforward, nothing extra special. There's nothing with these that involves the integral movement of the front forks. If
We
in
can
doubt,
change them with no issues. Let's just say that.
there you go. If in doubt, baffle with bollocks. So once the masking insulation section has been done, we can put them back on, and then we know where our bars need to be able to mount the seat. Not that we have too many options in the seating.
No, but it's nice to be able to feel it as you go.
Indeed. Come on!
I'm doing it.
We shall return forthwith, henceforth, as it were, so to speak. It's much easier without this bloody thing.
The airbox has officially said no. I am not coming out.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well once this is on, we'll have a shufties at that.
I thought I might set the back wheel off.
They look decidedly
Sorry.
narrow.
They do.
So how does it feel?
I need a seat.
Really?
That would be that little bit higher then, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's okay, but it's a little awkward.
Does it need lowering? Someone mentioned in our last video that it possibly needs lowering.
Of course it needs lowering, that's what I said originally.
I know, how do you lower it then?
We need to change the springs.
Right.
Or remount them, or something. I don't know.
Do the bars feel too thin, too narrow?
No.
No?
Ready for it now.
Okay, now I know people were talking about the mono-shock arrangement. Now we are going to stick with the 2 springs, simply because it's in keeping with the style, and a mono-shock isn't. However, we do need to lower it, so...
The nice thing about a monoshock would have been that it would have been hidden in here.
Yeah.
So although it would have been a soft tail, it would have looked like a hard tail, if you know what I mean. It wouldn't
Okay.
have had visible springs. And then with the springy seat as well. However, messing with all that, once this airbox is out of the way, you'd have to weld something across the frame, which actually is already there, and then weld something in up here to support it, which would work, and there's no real
That's
reason
no
why we
big
couldn't
deal.
do that. It might be in the way of our thing.
So the thing is,
around
a
that.
lot of people, more people, said stick with the twins than
They did.
went with the monoshock.
They did.
So as this is a bike for the masses, See what
And
I did
we're
there?
not building it for ourselves, we're building it for someone to
That's what I meant.
have it later. It's going to have to come out the back.
Right.
But if we're keeping these and we want to lower it, really the only legitimate option is to change where they're mounted. So it might mean either moving these back or this piece forward or whatever. I don't really want to move that forward.
No, I think this is better.
But we can take them off of there,
Just grind that off.
make some new ones and just mount them
Yeah,
half an inch back would drop it quite a long way.
yeah.
And I think these are pre-tensionable, so you can just tension them up a touch just to take up the fact that you've changed the angle. 'Cause
Yeah.
that will affect the spring load.
I think that's the way forward. I think is to move the shocks back a bit, just to bring that angle.
Just to bring it down,
Down.
the back.
Yeah, I think it's the only way. But for now, before we tackle that, we need to get this thing out.
Yeah, which means we've got to take the wheel off.
Oh,
That's hassle, isn't it? Unless we just hack it apart with some snips.
well, that's what I said. Just cut through there. But it's this bulbous bit here as well.
Yeah, well, if we can get rid of that bulbous bit, it might come out. Because that's getting in the way of
It
it.
is. Because I can't move it round without that thing getting caught.
I wonder if I can get a hacksaw and just cut a bit of it off. See if that works.
Hang on, I've got an idea.
What's that?
What if we take the shocks off and lift it up? Will there be enough?
That might work.
Ready, got it?
Probably not. That's not going to work.
No.
No. We'll see if you can get it out through that gap. No. Stick a shot back on there.
I'd like to point out that this stage, this is not the professional way to do it. This is the promoters for the masses way of doing it. Hit it. In fact, it's the Top Gear way of doing it.
Oh, hang on.
What we need is a large hitting implement. There you go, he's found one. Of the rubber variety.
Break. Somehow.
Careful, mind that chain.
Chain? This?
Yeah.
That'll be fine.
No! What are you stuck on? Careful.
Fine. The more you break it, the more likely it is to come out.
Yes, but... Really? Yay! But hang on a minute.
Winner!
I've decided now we've got that massive gap in there, I feel we need an airbox in it.
You see these sweary gestures coming from my hands.
Not required.
Right, there we go.
Did you enjoy the ride there? Jolly good. Right, well, we've got the carbs here, as you can see, carburetors, and this is the exit for the carburetors. We've now got lots of inlet, yeah, I know that, exit, inlet, you know what I mean. We've now got lots of room to be able to have a piece of rubber that goes round here like so, and then basically a U, and a cone filter coming to a point down the side here. I think that will look awesome. In the meantime, let's get the suspension back on and mount that seat bracket. Is that Jack's wife? The assistant of the one who does all the work, is the one that holds the wood.
Yeah, you've got Jack and Jill, and then
Or you could argue that the man is useless without the female intervention.
You could, but this is awfully phallic.
Is it?
Well, look at it.
So is that. That rises, doesn't it? When you pump it, that goes up like that, doesn't
The
it?
whole thing is very yeah.
Which part of a jack? That's a good question for all you viewers. Which part of a jack is male? Which part of a jack is female? Answers on a postcard to I don't give a shit at modeforthemasses.co.uk. Very good. That's it.
That was easy, wasn't it?
So simple. Here we are with the seat bracket as such. What we do need to decide is if this is mounted on here thusly, whether to cut these back pieces off.
Yeah, well, unless we use them for indicator brackets.
I like your thinking. There you go. Now we know how to mount the indicators.
Yeah, we'll just put them on there.
Yeah. This is going to need slightly moving, but it's going to need bending.
Oh, yeah, we should modify this bit.
Yeah.
Because that is the same width as the tank, isn't it?
Yeah, and that will just sit on there like so. Put that on there.
Yeah.
And that mounts under the seat.
Yeah, so that whole lot bolts down with the seat.
The seat bolts onto this, and then the springs go on here.
Yeah, that'll all look a bit lower once it's...
Of course, yeah. Once this is lower, and that's all.
Yeah, and then we'll mount our rear arch fender thing on the swing arm. And we may put a little hoop to support it at the back, because it's going to have that light on it as well, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't matter because it pivots on the Uji. Actually worked out quite well, it's in line and stuff.
Yeah.
And then back here, well, I guess we can either weld it down or... No, we can't weld it down because it holds the tank down. So we'll have to make a couple of tabs and we'll have some bolts like here or something. Yeah. So we bolt there, and then that front bolt, hold the plate down. We don't want to weld it down here because when you're going to take the tank out, this is going to be in the way.
Okay.
So if we make it removable, we'll put a couple of captive nuts under there and just 2 bolts. Who thought of this idea? Like when they designed them? Who said, yeah, that'll work? That'll work really well. Wow, what a faff! Can I recommend these to anybody, ever? No.
So that works. Is that tight and sturdy and everything?
It's tight enough. Make it a bit tighter with the ratchet. It's a bit awkward though, because of the way it...
Not just tight, it's not going to ping off though, is it?
No, but the way it sandwiches the washer, sandwiches the spring, you can't get it even. So you just kind of...
Coming in.
You have to kind of guess.
Come closer, show the ladies and gentlemen.
You see it's kind of on the wonk, because if the washer pushes over that way, it's going to be on the ramp of the spring and then it doesn't want to sit straight.
This is definitely the way to mount it, right?
Well, it's the only way I can see to do it.
Hang on, I'm just going to Google, back in a minute.
It's on the thing.
Yay!
And they're solid too.
Yay!
Surprising. Anyway.
Okay, in this pack we get an arrangement of nuts and a big shafty bolt. I'm guessing that's for the front in case it's slightly...
Oh, there. That bottom there goes right through it.
Yeah.
One flange.
You said flange.
I did.
We haven't got one flange. We've got another flange.
We've got more flanges over the way.
Are we just going to put a normal nut on this one then?
Yeah, for now. We'll change it later.
How did you get it in there? Ah, not like that.
Sort of like that. Once you get started, it's alright. You can just flick it with a screwdriver.
Modern technology, eh?
Yeah. Who needs tools?
If in doubt, flick it with a screwdriver.
Yeah. Lower, isn't it?
Yeah.
A bit lower on that, and then lower
You've
the
got
spring round here.
a big flange on yours.
Yeah, that'll be alright, leave it like that.
Okay, so there we have it. I'm going to take a seat
Yeah.
and see how it feels. Is that too big of a gap?
Well, there's nothing we can do about it because that's what it needs to be.
Okay, moment of truth, are you ready? Put my 100-kilogram arse on here. It actually feels quite solid.
Yeah.
And I'm actually quite liking this position.
Yeah, it looks alright. How's it feel in comparison to before we put the seat on?
I feel it's definitely better.
It's higher.
It is higher.
Yeah. So in relation to your knee angle, when you put your foot on the plate,
Yeah.
that looks better than
Does it?
previous. Yeah. Because we were sitting so low, sitting on the frame.
But I think it needs to be lower.
No,
However-
the bike itself can come down.
Yeah.
But when we were sitting on the frame, the angle of your knee was quite acute.
More like that.
No, it was more up, like you were trying to knee yourself in the face.
Oh, really?
So now it's not so bad because the seat's giving you that extra couple of inches of height.
Okay. How does it look to you? Please let us know in the comments below whether you think this looks okay. Of course, don't forget, we are going to be lowering it by about... because we're going to move this back to there. And that'll just bring this seat down enough. What about the angle here? Or the gap here? Is that too much of a gap?
No, I think that's okay.
Yeah? I'm going to get off the bike now and see what you think Try and stand it upright. How's that look?
I'll tell you what I do think. I think the distance between the back of the seat and the tyre is way too big.
I agree.
When we put a fender in there, or wheel arch, whatever you want to call it, there's going to be such a massive gap, it's going to look weird.
But don't forget, we're going to have like you say, an arch.
I want that arch hugging the tyre as much as possible.
Which will come to about here, and then we've got the light to go on there anyway.
Yeah, but the distance between the seat and the arches, so I mean it has to be in that gap there because of the suspension movement. But
yeah, there's not a great deal else we can do with that. So there we go, the seat is mounted in its temporary position. We will have to do the suspension, and on our next video we will be doing the suspension to lower it. And we will also be attacking the mudguards. Now, I've had an idea on the mudguard. I looked at this and thought, Mondial. Mondial has a short front mudguard. Thusly, this is the one. Pre-painted because we still haven't painted it yet, but
we'll go with
that's another video. However, this is about the right size for the front of this. So, what I shall do...
Maybe a little narrow, that's too wide to hug the tyre.
Do you?
Yeah.
Lengthwise, I think it's perfect.
Yeah, lengthwise is brilliant, but it wants to be
It also,
more arched.
it's not too bad for the rear. If you just put that on the rear...
Yeah, rear-wise, it's not so bad. So obviously we want our rear arch to come to roughly there-ish,
Yeah.
but lifted off the tyre. But also to go right down the side of the tyre like that. So it's hugged over.
Yeah.
10mm space all the way around.
But
Obviously it'll come right down in here for mounting purposes.
But if we can use this as a template, what we can then do is just, we can get one that's 10mm wider either side and another 20 centimetres longer
Yeah.
for the rear, and one that's 10mm narrower on either side, but that size for the front.
Yeah.
So that means I have to do some research.
I think you can buy like a blank that just like is half the wheel and it'll just, you sit on it, you just cut its size.
Yeah. But what we need to do is, I don't think we're going to go plastic, we're going to go metal.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't want chrome, because that means we've then got to take the chrome off to
Yeah.
paint it, because it's going to be gunmetal, the same colour as the tank.
Yeah.
That way then, the light can mount here, thusly, and the indicators on here and here, and we can easily mount the indicators somewhere on the side on here.
Yeah, there's plenty of space up there.
Yeah. Brilliant.
I think we're getting somewhere.
Absolutely. And that brings us to the end of this episode of Motors for the Masses for Bobber Build Part 5. We shall be back next time with more builds, more reviews. We've got another review coming up on some motorbikes, and we're back on the Mustang, and we're on the Cortina. And there's others, I'm sure there's something else we're doing as well.
Painting the Mondial.
Yes, painting the Mondial.
We were going to revisit the 400.
Yeah, now my 404 is another story. We'll come back to that because it's running great. We're going to do a video on it, but it's struggling to get over 50 miles an hour. It runs great up to about 50 and then it's holding back. I think the reason for that, and we both think the reason for that, is that the exhaust is cut down and standard. The carburetors still haven't been set up, and it's got the aftermarket air filters on.
It needs to be rejetted.
It needs to be rejetted and stuck on a dyno stroke carb setup thing, which we will get around to, but it's just getting time, and we don't have it.
No.
So, the police are coming. We need to
Hopefully
run.
whoever that's for is okay.
Yeah, if not,
Whatever.
nothing we can do about it.
No.
And until next time, please ride and drive carefully.
But have fun.
Bye.
Ta-da.